Guys, welcome back to Baby Week. I'm Laura Wilkie, and this is all of our favorite baby purchases from the years. All right, guys, welcome back. I am a Christian homeschool homestead mom of 6 kiddos, and we are about to welcome baby number 7 to our home. And this is Baby Week, so if you haven't already subscribed and you are also expecting a baby or want to know about all the things baby, please subscribe to our channel. Monday, I went out and went shopping. I took you guys with me. Tuesday, yesterday, we talked all about the regrets of our over the years, things that we have learned as parents that we didn't need, our regret purchases. And today I'm going to share with you guys what our very favorite baby items over the years have been. We have been parents for 10 years now and almost 11. Like I said, we have 6 already, so we are very experienced in this department, and these are the items today that have been our very favorite. They have been very necessary, useful, practical items. We have grown as parents over the years from parents who just followed the world and did and bought all the things that they told us to buy and the things that we needed, to now we are more experienced and more practical, and we only buy the things that are absolutely necessary and that actually work. Okay, guys, so to start us off, a little background. Usually I'm a very thrifty mom. We have a lot of kids, and so I don't like to spend a lot of money on any one item. However, with that being said, I will say that I think our first 2 favorite items for baby are more expensive items, but they are items that you buy for your first baby. And I promise you will use them for every baby after that, because they are items that are very good. We bought these for our very first baby and have used them with every single baby, and we'll be using them with baby 7. And the first one of these 2 is the Miracle Blanket. Especially as a new mom, learning to swaddle a baby correctly is challenging. Not only that, if you have a baby Houdini, like I have had several, those little turkeys will get out of those swaddles in no time flat, and then they are fussy and crying. On top of that, a lot of blankets that are listed as swaddles are actually not big enough to swaddle the baby correctly. We really prefer to get the ones that are 47 by 47. You'll see them listed like that. That's the size. And we actually prefer them to be the cotton and bamboo. We have found those to be the very softest and our favorite ones. But most of them are either muslin, cotton, or I don't know, some other fabric. But the ones with the bamboo in them, we have found to be very soft. And when you buy the Miracle Blanket, it makes swaddling the baby so simple and easy and effective. We had a baby our very first baby, we got started with parenting with a baby who would never sleep. And not only would she never sleep, she would cry every time she was awake. So one thing that was very comforting to her and soothing to her was to be in her Miracle Blanket. So we spent the extra money to buy one. We've bought one per baby. So now we have kind of a little collection of them. But really all you need is 2, because you can use it and then wash it and then you have the spare in the meantime. But it teaches you how to swaddle the baby very effectively. Our little baby Houdini could sometimes still get her little arms out, but she was more comfortable that way, and she would just go right to sleep. So the Miracle Blanket was one of our very favorite swaddles. Okay, and then again, if you're going to get a swaddle blanket, like I told you, the ones that are cotton and muslin cotton and bamboo blend are the ones that we have found to be the most durable and softest. and the 47 by 47 if you're looking to get that large size, because that is the ones that's going to wrap the baby fully and they're not going to grow out of that size. It's a good size. Some of them that we have seen are much smaller, like 30 something by 30 something, and they're good, but they're good for other things. Like they're good for throwing on your shoulder, like in the event of a burp rag, or covering up in the car or something like that. They're not really the best ones for swaddling, but they're always listed as swaddles. Okay, guys, the very next one is, again, I told you it was going to be a little pricey. It is the Ergo. We have the classic Ergo that you see here, and it has been used time and time again. We've had lots of carriers in the past. We've had wraps. We have had a ring sling. We've had just all the different ones. The Ergo is by far my very, very favorite. We do have the newborn insert to use when they are really, really tiny, but you can, again, just use one of those swaddle blankets, even the small ones, rolled up in the bottom of it, and it works just the same. But the Ergo is, for us, the easiest to get on and off. It's quick. It's not dragging on the ground like the wrap was. I noticed in the parking lot, if we went somewhere, unless I had prepared beforehand, in which case I had to drive around with this wrap without the baby in it, so it's kind of bulky and loose. You either have to put it on before you get in the car, or you have to put it on in the parking lot, and that's kind of challenging too, because you're trying to hold it all up because it's so long and you don't want it to drag all over the dirty ground. So for us, the wrap was okay. It takes a little longer to get on and off in your home, but the Ergo is quick, easy. It's like 2 steps. You just put it on, kind of like a backpack, buckle, done. And it's so simple. So it has been our very favorite carrier. It's the one, like I said, we have used from the beginning with babies 1 through 6, and we will continue to use it with baby 7. Okay, guys, one of our other favorite items is the Pacifier Pal. It's a little stuffed animal with a pacifier that can attach to it. In the past, we have used the Wubba Nub. However, that has always been a fantastic one. However, the one thing I didn't like about it is eventually you couldn't really wash it, because it was a challenge to wash because the pacifier could not detach from the animal. So we did have several cases where it was like it had gotten dropped or something spilled on it, and I'm trying to wash this animal, hand wash this furry animal in the sink, which is kind of a challenge. So now they have other ones available, which we have bought for baby 7, a different version that actually the pacifier is Velcroed in there, so you can take it off and on if you need to throw it in the washer, which I actually like better, because our last baby, which was actually a set of twins, those little turkeys would bite it off. And then you had to buy a whole new Pacifier Pal because you could not reattach a new pacifier. So if they bit off part of the pacifier, they were just kind of out of luck. All right, another one of our very favorite items is a baby holder of some sort. There are times you've got to put that baby down, and life happens. You have to do things. You have to make dinner, you have to clean the house, you have to whatever, and the baby's not asleep, but you have to have your hands free. Sometimes you can put them in a carrier, but sometimes that's just not practical for the event that you're doing. For example, if you're making dinner and your baby's in a carrier, they could get grease or something splattered on them. Those kinds of things. So sometimes the baby has to be put down. Our favorite is to put the baby in some sort of what we call a baby holder. And this could be any kind of thing. It could be a bumbo if they're big enough for that. One of our favorites is the little bouncy seat that you see. Another one of our favorites is the jumper that hangs from the door, because it's so easy to store it. A friend of ours gave us one of these when we had our twins, and because we had actually gotten rid of our jumper. We had one of those huge traditional jumpers that takes up so much space in your house, and after they're not using it, you get rid of it because it's so big and bulky. But our friends gave us this one. It's so perfect because it hangs from the door, and it also fits right inside one of those plastic totes when you're ready to put all the baby items away, because you don't have a little baby right now. So something like that, or the little bouncer that can sit up on your counter, something like that. Baby item, a baby holder of some sort has been one of our favorites. Okay. Another one of our favorite is that burp rags are never big enough. They just aren't. I don't know why they make them so small, but without fail, when I would put the baby up on my shoulder, she would miss the 8 inches of burp rag that I had here and would aim for beyond that every single time. And if I had her up like this, it would go past it, every time. So the burp rags have to be extra big. You have to get the extra large ones or you are going to be covered in spit up all the time. For a long time, I had my family members would make them for us, and they were wonderful because they would make them extra big on purpose for us. Also, the swaddle blankets that are the smaller ones, like the 30 by 30, those work well for that too. They're a little big for that, but you can fold it and then it's fine. But extra large burp rags. In another video this week, you can see the ones that we bought for this baby that we are going to have in a few weeks. I will show you the ones that we actually purchased. I know when people find out you're having a baby, they all want to buy you clothes. And sometimes it's overwhelming because you feel like you have so many baby clothes. But in reality, that is actually a huge blessing. And one of our favorites is to have extra inexpensive play clothes that when this baby has a blowout or just something that we have destroyed the outfit, I do not feel bad taking the outfit off the child and throwing it in the trash versus spending hours trying to get stains out of all of their clothes, just tossing it and moving on. So having some extra inexpensive play clothes for things like that is a huge favorite in our home. Okay, so all babies get congested. They get those little colds, and you have to help them get through that. And there's lots of techniques with helping with that, but one of our very favorites over the years is the nose Frida. I know it looks and sounds disgusting, but it is actually not. There are filters in place. There are things with the way it is made. You are not actually sucking their snot into your mouth. That is disgusting. Nobody would do that. But it does fully clear out their nasal cavities in a way better manner than the bulb syringe does. And also the bulb syringes get really gross and moldy anyways, so people just can't see it, and so they don't think it does, but it does. And if you cut them open, you'll see. But the nose Frida, it has always been a favorite for us. It has worked wonders in our home in clearing out those little baby noses that they can't do it themselves, so it is wonderful for that. Okay, this is a favorite item that we don't actually own, nor have we ever owned it, but we have used it several times in the nursery, and it is the bumbo. We have never owned it. I don't know why we have never owned it, because we totally should own one, but we don't. And it's a little pricey, I will say that. But our kiddos have had them in the nurseries, like at church. And when I have worked in the nursery in church, I have found it very, very useful and practical. So it is going to be on our favorites list. And it's the bumbo chair that you can put the baby in. Even when they get bigger, they want to play with it and they just love it. So that has made the list as well. All right. If you're a brand new parent, you need to have some way to wash the baby, to give them a bath. We have grown in our parenting skills that we actually just take either my husband or myself, the baby, into the shower with us and bathe the baby that way and hand the baby back out to either whoever's not in the shower, either my husband or myself, and we wash the baby in that manner. But before we were doing that, we used the duck tub or the, you may need a newborn tub like with a sling, but we have found that the big plastic tubs are very bothersome. They're very bulky. And after the baby has used it, then you have to store it until the next bath time, which can be challenging, especially if it's a bathroom that other people use. If it's a bathroom just designated for that baby, like for example, it's your first child, then it's not a problem to just store it in the bathtub. But if it is a shower or a bathroom that is used with multiple members of your family, then it can be challenging to store it. So, and also in between babies. When you don't have a baby anymore, the baby has outgrown the little baby bath, but you want to keep it for the next baby. So we have actually found the duck tub to be more beneficial. And the duck tub is blow up so that when you're no longer using it, you can deflate it and put it away in like a tote bin or whatever. And not only that, when the baby is still kind of unstable with sitting in a tub, if they fall forward, they're just falling on the air on it, you know, they're not falling on a hard plastic side or something like that. So we did really like the duck tub. We had that for years. We may even still have it someplace, but we just kind of graduated and have found it much easier to just put the baby in the shower with us, bathe the baby, and hand the baby back out. And it's just much easier and faster that way. So that is what we actually do. But, you know, if you need a tub, I recommend the duck tub. Okay, 2 items left on our very favorite list. The pocket bibs. These are my very favorite, but there's 2 versions. You have to get this version here, the one, not this brand, but the kind that look like this, that are kind of the rubbery silicone kind like this, because the pocket stays open. There is another kind that is more kind of plasticky, and that one, the pocket has a tendency to stay closed and then it's just useless. But the pocket bib is one of my very favorites because when babies are learning to feed themselves, they are spilling food everywhere. And it's just so much simpler to have it all mostly catch here than in their lap, all over their floor, all over their high chair, wherever else. It's just so much easier and it just stays contained, and then you just take it off and you dump it and it's easy peasy. So the pocket bibs are one of our favorites. All right, guys, the last item that is a favorite for us is the boppy, particularly if you are a brand new mom and you're learning to breastfeed. It is very helpful for breastfeeding and also for placing the baby in. But you got to really make sure you still have to really watch the baby because they can slide down and then it like cuts off their air supply. So I wouldn't recommend using it unattended, but it definitely it's helpful for breastfeeding. We used it for several babies when we were breastfeeding, especially we did not have any C-sections, but I know other people who did, and they said it was very helpful for that as well. So definitely the boppy. I know a pillow will do the same job, but it was just so handy to have where it would wrap around and we could put the baby. It was just so nice, especially in those first few babies when we were still learning how to balance it all. Now it's not so much an issue. We've kind of figured out different ways to work around it and just with experience, but definitely in the beginning, it's very helpful with like our first 3 or 4 kids. It was very helpful. All right, guys, thanks for hanging in there. This is baby week, like I said. So if you are enjoying these videos, please subscribe, comment, like them, and stay tuned because tomorrow there's going to be a new video.